What's crackin', movie trivia Schmoedown fans? It's your boy C-Dub, and today we got Tim the Tank Franco taking on Tom. These are two high-knowledge competitors. Tom is, he's got quite the character, to say the least. Might see some dead bodies. We don't know. Happy to see Tim back. It's been too long. I'm a big fan of both these guys, but I gotta go with the Tank on this one. But it should be a good match, so let's get it started.
Best game in an Action Army sequel. Chris Jericho takes on Kevin Smith. Chris Jericho wants to play the Ayatollah of rock and roller.
I'm not messing around. Look out, movie trivia Schmoedown.
But I can compete. I love that shit.
I'm ready to Schmoedown. Throw down with the Schmoedown.
Who will win? Join us. Subscribe now. YouTube.com/The Schmoedown. To the movie trivia Schmoedown. The singles tournament is underway, and what a matchup we have for you guys. I'm Christian Harloff, joined as always by my partner in crime there from the Newsies, Mark Ellis. How are you, buddy?
Amity Island is great, Christian. Doing a little bit of fishing, a little bit of hunting, and I just got this nerd scientist on my back. But hey, I still got my boat, the Orca. I'm looking forward to more adventures, and what a matchup we have today. The winner is going to take on somewhat of a rookie, but then we also have two, I don't want to say rookies, I don't want to say they're new because we've seen them in previous seasons, but we're really going to get a test of knowledge here today. We're going to find out who could be a champion one day.
Well, that's exactly right. What we have here is just untapped potential for both of these guys, because you have Tim the Tank Franco, who was a guy that we saw reacting with late to the party, and he's just answering everything on the couch, and you're like, how good is this guy going to be? And the thing is, what people don't understand is he's one of the first fans that came into the league that competed, and he competed at such a level. Matt Atchity, who is by no means a slouch, Tim Franco TKO'd him in his first match. You're like, oh my God, Tim Franco, this guy's going to be a champ. And then we didn't see him. We didn't see him for many seasons until last season. He was Stacey Howard's mysterious partner, became part of corruption, but this year he was drafted by the Quirky Mercs. So how will he do? He's going up against the guy who is the definition of an enigma, Mark.
Yeah, it's a riddle wrapped in a mystery, wrapped in an enigma with a little bit of a cherry on top, because this guy, Tom, Christian, I don't know what the hell he is. I don't know what species he hails from. I don't know what phylum to classify him, but I do know this. Guy's answered a lot of correct questions as part of a team, but what is Tom going to do when he's all by himself? He doesn't have Video Drew there pulling the strings, either figuratively or literally, and then he's going up against, like you said, Tim Franco. It's been a minute since I've gotten to see the Tank in person. I didn't know if there was some sort of weird Breaking Bad deal went south at the border of Albuquerque and Arizona, but he's here today. Tom is here, and we are ready to go.
We are ready to go, but you bring that up about Video Drew. It's a great point, because Tom was brought into this league by Video Drew, and while they were together, he just seemed unstoppable. Since their split, we have only seen Tom once, and he was paired together with Paul Preston, and people said, these guys, no one's going to beat them, and they lost their first match. And Tom, for the first time, missed a question, I think, in the first round. He missed something, I think, in the final round, and I was like, well, wait a minute, is missing Video Drew hurting? And then the same can be said about Paul Preston. Everyone said, oh, Paul Preston lights out. He gets knocked out, TKO'd by Eric Zipper. So the Den right now, struggling, hurting right now. Tom could be either breaking the curse or continuing it. We're going to find out in just a little bit. But we're going to find out exactly how we got here today. both of our competitors. Lots of stuff happening with the den. I'm sure Grace is going to have some words for me for saying that there's a curse on the den. I can hear it already. And we're starting now.
Oh, Tom, I don't like you anymore. Go, you're in my light. Go away, Tom, go.
But don't you want to see a dead body?
This might be my favorite matchup of the first round matchups. Tim Franco versus Tom. Tom, he has shown up here. He was an enigma, but he just kept delivering correct answer after correct answer, but he was always teamed with Video Drew.
Tom's weird. Tom's knowledgeable. Tom's great. But he's no mercenary, and he's no Tim Franco.
I'm looking for an upset here, and I think Franco can do it. Tim Franco, in his lone singles match, played Manatchy. He missed one question. There's no doubt in my mind he's going hard to prepare for this match, and that's why I think he could do it.
Oh, hello. Why me? I'm just learning every fact about every movie thanks to this great book.
The man's a tank. But more importantly, the man's a mercenary.
Now, a mercenary needs to have a perfect shot. So I'm going to go for Mr. Perfect Round, Tim Franco.
First, I would like to thank the 7 to 8 fans out there who raised their voices to the sky and said, we want to see Tim Franco in the singles division. I am back in the singles division for the first time since 2017. And up first for me is someone by the name of Tom. Right, Tom.
Mommy?
I'm the den mother, but just to be clear, I'm not your actual mother, right? Because if we had spun that, Tom, if we had just with the hands, you are in the singles tournament, okay? Do you know what that means? It means you will not be playing with Paul or Video Drew, okay?
No Paul. No Drew friend? Tim Franco is going to make Tom work for this W.
I have a mission, and that mission is to take the target down. And Tom is my first target.
You're in a desert, and you see a turtle on its back.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy, Paul. That's Tommy Johnson. He looks slow. And then the next thing you know, he's gone for 5 days. So, that's like you, Tom.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 1990.
I'm calm. Call him Spidey Cat. He's got a map about it. Because we're ready.
I would like to be your friend. You seem cool. I like strange people. And I think it'd be good for you to have a friend in the Schmoedown. And I'm offering my hand in friendship, even after I beat you. I'm going to return to my study. I'm going to get ready for this match. And I'm going to win. Have you heard of this John Roca guy? You know the line.
I love Necrotic, man. He knows how to cut those promos. Love it.
Look, it is what it is. This was a match that I think that this is a pick-em match. They're both very, very skilled. Tom has not been tested in singles yet. Tim has not played singles in 3 years. So this could go either way.
Yeah, I mean, you get these from time to time when you have a tournament setting and the field is rich with 32 different squads, so to speak, who can all play well. It's not a name brand necessarily. In March Madness, this is not Kansas going up against Carolina. This is two smaller schools. We know they can hit a lot of threes, or in movie trivia knowledge, they know a lot about a lot of different wheel slices, but who is going to bring their A game today and advance to take on Jada Parama?
The Mercs are looking good. The Den struggling a little bit here, but here are both the managers, Coy Jandrew, Cade Mulligan, and Grace. All right, we start with Grace. How are you feeling going into this match with, Tim and Tom?
I'm feeling great. I realize that you love taking little jabs at us, Christian. God bless you, but we're not afraid of the quirky Merkins or whatever the hell they're called. He was our first pick for a reason, and he's weird, just the way I like him, and Kate's gonna keep him in line today. We have a pop system set up to keep him focused, and I'm really looking forward to this.
Well, no shots taken, just calling it like it is. And Kate, how do you feel about going into this match between Tim and Tom, and how Grace has always had a problem with me, and this is maybe could be hurting hurting her managing going into this and not focusing at the prize at hand?
Huh? Listen, all I gotta say is, you're asking me how I feel about going with my number one guy? This is my favorite day of the month. Now I know it's early, but I'm just saying, this is gonna be my favorite match of the year right here. I feel great.
Mark?
Boy, talk to you. There's a lot of red hair on screen right now, and I also see Deadpool over your right shoulder. So why don't you tell me what exactly it is about Tim the Tank Franco that you think not only is going to get him the win in this match, but is going to introduce him to all of the fans where he came from?
Well, to me, he's a true mercenary. There's someone I don't have to worry about. There's someone who I can just guide slightly. He's Mr. Perfect Round. If there's someone I can literally unleash in the night. And by the way, the Quirky Merkins is our After Dark show. We don't talk about it here. It's the Family Network. It's Tim Franco. The Tank himself is going to handle his business. This is one of the matches where I felt really confident going in, and I feel just as confident now that it's lining up. And I like Tom because he's weird. He's quirky. But he's no Tim Franco, and there's just such a comfort in knowing that. This is going to be that match, so I feel very much the same as these two ladies do, but it's Tim's game.
Well, let me ask you this, Coy. And this is a little inside information here that now that we're way past the deadline of trading anyway. There was an attempt by an unnamed manager, that I will say to you, that tried to get Tim Franco from you, and you said, no way. I'm gonna use Tim for this tournament. I think that he's the guy. He fits into the Mercs, and the deal was decent. So you're that confident with Tim Franco going into this thing.
It's been interesting because Tim's the only one of the Mercs I haven't met, and that's just because of geography. But I knew from his way of being, both in matches and out, what I'd heard about him as a person from our few interactions online, that I really wanted him to be my guy. So as soon as we spoke around that time frame, he heard about that offer as well. He reached out to me. We had a great conversation. And from that moment, I was like, no, singles, this is where it's all going to happen. And this has been since the draft. I've been ready for this moment. And even with some roadblocks in the way, like today's the day.
All right, last question here. Grace, I'm hoping we could kind of put our differences aside while I ask you this next question. I know that how much is riding with Tom here, because Paul Preston, another very skilled competitor, got knocked out. And then you have James White, who did win the match, but barely. So are you guys nervous going into this match, and is it a much-needed win in this tournament?
You ask me this a lot. Here's what I'm just gonna say, and you can just take this as my blanket answer. The Den never gets nervous, ever. Even if things don't go our way today, we will always find a way to bounce back. We will always find a way to use it in our favor. So no, we're not nervous today. We weren't nervous yesterday. We're not nervous tomorrow, okay?
Sounds good to me. All right, Kate, I want to follow that up?
I wanted to say, I know for a fact the winner today is going to have a name that starts with a capital T and ends in an M.
Well, they don't call you the best manager in the business for nothing. All right, thank you so much to Kate, to Grace, and to Coy, and we'll see you in just a moment here. All right, dropping them out, and
they are raring to go, Christian. This is going to be exciting.
I am less scared now that Grace is not in the actual room. All right, so let us
You seem a little terrible. You're usually pretty calm and collected when you're doing those interviews, but you seemed a little squirrely.
You go back in time, back in 2017 when she was doing the post interviews, and she always came after me, no matter what, and I could never. I can't get rid of her. Everyone keeps bringing her back.
Okay, maybe some sort of come together moment you guys need to have on camera. I think all the fans will want to see.
No, that's why I have more courage on digital. All right, let's start with the actual match itself. Are you ready?
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the movie trivia Schmoedown. Introducing first, representing the Den, making his Schmoedown singles debut. This is the faction that you're on. It's your team that is here. You're playing for them today. Are you? How do you feel about that?
Actually, I'm in the bedroom.
Okay.
Tom, do you see where your webcam is? Can you look the fans in the eye and just say hi to everybody who's rooting for you today? Okay.
All right, Tom. Tom, any words on Tim Franco, the tank that you're going up against today?
Tim and Tom have the same number of letters.
It's not. I mean, I can't give you a point, but it's not inaccurate.
Correct.
I'm pretty sure this is the bedroom. I can't tell if they're sleeping though.
Well, let's not. Okay. All right. I'm gonna try to attempt one more question here. Do you know who Kate Mulligan is?
Mommy?
Fair enough. All right, Tom. I'm gonna put you in the room at the moment here. We'll bring you back. God help us all. All right. So.
What's wrong? Wasn't wrong about anything.
That's the problem. Is that when he answers, he's answering correctly, but he's just not. You know what I'm saying. And his opponent, representing the Quirky Mercs, with a record of 1 win, no defeats, and 1 knockout, Tim the Tank Franco. Tim the Tank Franco back in the singles division. Tim, come a long way, man. I mean, look, you still have never really addressed the fact that you turned your back on your friends late to the party last year. You lump corruption. You get drafted by the Mercs, and and here you are, just a whole new person. How are you feeling going into this tournament?
I'm feeling great. Singles is where I started. Singles is really where my heart's at. It's all about you yourself owning the trivia, and everything is on your back, and I love that. I love the pressure, and I'm ready for it. And in terms of those late to the party guys, I mean, true mercenaries don't have friends. Now, what true mercenaries can have is a family, and that's what I've found in the Quirky Mercs is a family.
Oh, taking the Quirky Merc pickup seriously, Christian. I like it. Tim, you'll see on the back of my wall there's a guy named John Riggins immortalized. He also sported a mohawk with a lot of success. What is it about the mohawk that shows the world, and particularly your opponent, Tom, here today, how much you mean business?
Well, mercenaries like to carry swords, and this just reminds me of a blade. And if I'm really into it, I might just slash someone with it. But I think it's intimidating, and it's low maintenance. That's the most important thing. Tom, are you okay?
All right. Well, I don't know. How do you deal with that? How do you prepare for someone like going up against someone like Tom? Because we still don't even think he knows that he's in a movie trivia league.
I think I just kind of refer back to my college years when I took some intro to psych classes. I think that really prepared me for how to deal with Tom. And even though I'm going to beat him today just because I'm the better player, I really want to be friends with him. I really hope that we can, after this is all said and done, we can be friends and be pals and just kind of pal around, when it's safe, of course. But, I'd like to go out and, I don't know, we can go, check out the graveyard, do whatever he's into. I don't know, but I'm on board.
Maybe you guys could be buddies. All right, Tim, we're going to remove you here, and then we're going to bring back Tom. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Our competitors are in the virtual battlefield. Mark, round number 1. How's it go?
That's right. Before we get to the graveyard, we get to round number 1. And in round number 1, the field of competitors is going to be asked 8 questions from 8 different corners of movie, trivia, Schmoedown, know-how. Each question is worth 1 point. There's no penalty for missing a question. There is no stealing in round number 1. So if you ask a question, you have about 15 seconds to write down your best attempt at an answer. Tom, do not swallow your writing utensil, sir. Thank you. You have about 15 seconds to use that writing utensil, apply it to whatever writing surface you have, and get the answer right. Once we ask you by name, please show what you wrote to your camera at the same time you verbalize your answer into the microphone. Each competitor has 3 usages of the JTE rule throughout the duration of the match. You're not sure you heard a question right, you want to buy yourself another 15 seconds of weirdness, use a JTE rule. You also each have 1 challenge to be used at any point throughout the 3-round match. You may initiate the challenge, but your manager or mommy must come in and ratify and ultimately confirm that the challenge is taking place. Christian, it's getting weird, and I don't think it's going to stop.
No, it never does, and we will see how it continues on. But we will start with Tim Franco. Are you ready?
I am ready, and let's go. Let's do it.
Tom, are you ready?
Your head is sharp.
Then let's get ready to Schmoedown! All right, everybody, here is question number 1 in the realm of action-adventure. What is the title of the 2005 sequel to The Mask of Zorro?
They made a sequel to that?
Apparently.
We'll learn something new about movies every day we host this show.
5, 4, 3.
No, honey, you can keep your mouth.
The Legend of Zorro?
1. Pens down, please, and we start with Tim.
The Legend of Zorro?
That is correct. And Tom?
The Legend of Zorro?
Also correct. All right, so it is 1-1, Franco and Tom, and we're hoping that Tom actually doesn't eat his paper so he has something to write on. All right, question number 2, Mark.
Yeah, guy might eat his foot, but he's also in danger of getting a perfect round. Crime movies is your next category, and your question: what Oscar-winning actor stars as a slow-witted hitman in 1985's Prizzy's Honor? Once again,
I've never heard of this
a film I've not heard of. When I say 1985, Christian, what movie comes to mind for you?
I mean, I don't even know anymore. I know the main movie. 5,
Back to the Future.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, please,
Robert
and Tom.
Redford?
Ben Kingsley.
That's incorrect. And we asked him.
Robert De Niro?
Also
Looking for
incorrect.
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson. So 1-1. As we get to question number 3, both Tom and Tim miss as we get to question number 3, gents. Dramas. Who plays frontiersman Hugh Glass in Alejandro Gonzalez Inarritu's The Revenant?
That's a cool title to have, you know? Hey, I'm Mark. I'm a frontiersman.
I think you would have been.
No.
No.
Nope. Staying in the house.
5, 4,
I can't
3,
remember his name.
2, 1. Pens down, Tim.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yes, Tom.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Son of a
Yes,
bitch.
that is it.
That was his name.
2-2. Thank you, Tom. All right, next question.
All right, we move on to movie quotes. These are things said in talking pictures. Your question: what classic monster movie originated the line, "It's alive, it's alive"? I know Tim is alive. I'm not sure what Tom is.
I thought he might be the answer to this question.
Does he have a
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, Tom.
Frankenstein.
Yes, sir. And Tim.
Frankenstein.
Tie game. 3-3. All right, next question. Here we go. Fantasy sci-fi. Which film in the Transformers franchise was released in 2018?
You got a favorite moment in Young Frankenstein, Christian?
Oh, I love that movie so much.
Someone named Abby.
Bumblebee.
Abby Normal.
4, 3, 2.
Beowulf.
Pens down. And Tim?
The Last Night.
That is incorrect. Oh, wait. That is incorrect. And Tom?
Transformers: The Last Night.
Also
Bumblebee, huh?
Bumblebee. Bumblebee is the answer.
Yeah.
Bumblebee is the answer. 3-3. 3-3. And we get to our next question here, Mark. Question number 6.
That's right. Tom, in live studio matches, we encourage the audience to laugh when I say this next category: comedies. Who stars as lounge singer Dolores Van Cartier in 1992's Sister Act? Grace Hancock weighing in, Christian, saying her favorite quote from Young Frankenstein.
Whoopi
Put the
Goldberg.
candle back.
Easily. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And pens down, and Tom.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Yes. Tim.
Whoopi Goldberg.
4-4. Even the questions they're missing, they're still staying close to each other. Tie game as we get to question 7. Here you go. What famous werewolf film was directed by John Landis?
Yeah, you know, Christian, that's the heat of competition. As long as you don't have to be perfect. As long as you can keep pace and draft off your opponent a little bit, you got a chance.
That's right. 5.
American Werewolf
4,
in London.
3, 2, 1. Pens down, Tim.
An American Werewolf in London.
Yes. Tom.
An American Werewolf in London.
That is correct. 5-5. And we get to our last question here, Mark. Question number 8.
That's right, and that comes in the category of animated movies. Movies drawn by hand or on a computer. Your question: what legendary comedian is the voice of Mr. Potato Head in Toy Story? And now my favorite line from American Werewolf in London. A naked American man stole my balloon.
Is that an actual line? I don't remember.
Don Rickles.
5,
When he wakes up in the zoo.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. Pens down, and we start with Tom.
Don Rickles.
Yes. Tim.
Don Rickles.
6-6, and we find ourselves here 6-6 as we now bring in both Kate and Coy, and we have ourselves a tie game here, 6-6. Mark, round number 2. What are the rules?
More rules, gentlemen, so take a breather. Managers, here you go. In round number 2, this is the wheel round, the wheel of fate, doom, and justice. You're not spinning the wheel, you're just kind of looking at it and willing it to move around. We'll take care of that from a technical standpoint. Once you settle on a category, you're going to have 4 questions in that world. Each question's worth 2 points. No penalty for missing a question. However, stealing is available in round number. However, Tim was introduced second. Technically the higher ranked player. He is going to get to confer with his manager first as whether he wants to spin the wheel or defer to his maybe human opponent.
All right, we're going to drop both Tom and Kate out. Hopefully Tom comes back. And we will give you 60 seconds, Coy, to talk to Tim starting now.
So, obviously the merit of going second would be if there's anything on the wheel you don't feel comfortable with, there's a 1 in 12 chance that gets taken out. But I feel like with your knowledge, there's so much you know in every category. It's really how you feel momentum-wise going from the first to second round. If you want the moment to breathe, let's take it. If not, let's run it out. What are you feeling?
I think I'm gonna let him go first. I'm gonna defer.
That's my first instinct too. So if that's cool with you, let's do it.
All right, thank you guys. We're going to drop you out, both Coy and Tim. We're going to bring back Tom and Kate. Kate, you got 60 seconds here to talk to Tom starting now.
Tom?
Mommy.
Tom? Nope, not actually your mom. Tom?
Mom.
Watch it, Tom. Watch it. Good boy. Okay. Tom, you're gonna spin that wheel. You're doing awesome. You're doing just as awesome as your name. No, okay. Oh, for the love of all things sacred. Okay, can we get the wheel up? Let's just get this guy a spin, shall we?
The wheel, here's the wheel. And it is up, and the spin is in starting now.
No, Tom.
I hope Kate has a lot more of those poppers, Christian.
We're going to find out. I mean, this is really something else. James Bond, 60 seconds to talk Bond here if you want to keep it starting now.
Tom, how do you feel? Do you know who James Bond is?
Yes.
Would you like to keep this one?
He's the man in the fancy suit.
Okay, I feel good about this, but it really depends on how you feel, buddy.
No, I've done this one before.
So, Tom, would you like to stay on this or spin again?
Okay, Tom?
I want to make it go again.
You want to make it go again? All right, here's the second spin, whatever the spin is. And here it is.
Round and round it goes. Landing once again.
Julia
Roberts. Thank you for that.
Tom, you know who that is? Okay.
All right, Julia Roberts.
Okay.
All right. Good luck, Kate. All right, gonna bring back. Oh, not you. We're gonna bring back Mr. Tim Franco here. There he is. All right, guys. Tom, you're gonna have 4 questions in the realm of Julia Roberts films. And we start with this one. Here we go. Julia Roberts co-stars with Sally Field, Shirley MacLaine, and Dolly Parton
Steel
in which film?
Magnolia.
Steel Magnolias.
Yes, sir. 2 points.
Tom, Tim, I especially hate to ask Tom any favors, but if we could just see your hands, gentlemen, just to make sure you're not either Googling something or sticking them where they don't belong. Right?
All right, question 2. Julia Roberts co-stars with Dustin Hoffman and Bob Hoskins in which film?
Hook.
Can you repeat the question?
First one. Julia Roberts co-stars with Dustin Hoffman and Bob Hoskins in which film?
Hook.
Hero?
It's incorrect. Tim, you have a chance to steal here. I'm going to repeat the question. Julia Roberts co-stars with Dustin Hoffman and Bob Hoskins in which film?
Hook.
Wag the dog.
Looking for Hook. Hook.
Oh my goodness.
Hook is the answer for that one. All right. Here's question 3. Which actor from TV's Seinfeld had a supporting role as Richard Gere's
Jason
lawyer in Pretty Woman?
Alexander.
Jason Alexander.
For 2 points.
Best quote of all time.
Right. And finally, in which 1995 film does Julia Roberts' character discover
Something
that
to
her
talk
husband, played by
about.
Dennis Quaid, is cheating on her?
Something to talk about. Let's give them something to talk about.
Can you repeat the question?
Second one. In what 1995 film does Julia Roberts' character discover that her husband, played by Dennis Quaid, is cheating on her?
Something to talk about.
That is correct. For 2 points. Tom hits that one there. Big one. Uses it and gets it as we see ourselves 12-6. Tom has a big shot there, and we're going to take him out and bring back Coy Jandrew as we now get to 60 seconds here to talk to Tim, starting now.
So going into this, we got to remember multiple choice, and he went through most of his JTEs. So you've got all yours left. We're doing good shape, and he lost one cleanly. So I feel really good about this second round for us.
Yeah. We'll be good. I'm really kind of mad I missed that hook one, but it's okay. It happens.
It's the ones that are right in front of your face that are the hardest to get. Forest, trees, etc. All right, let's see this wheel.
All right, here's the wheel, and we start. Here it is.
I got to tell you, Christian, I love that hook question. I think that threw a lot of people for a loop.
It was a great question.
Oh no! Just
Julia Roberts, but it does it, so he gets 2 more spins. So this counts as his first spin.
Round and round it goes. A lot of great performers on that. And he's
Historical epics / dramas, 60 seconds to discuss, starting now.
So I feel like this is a very broad category, which means the questions could be surfaced, but if they're deep dive, I don't know how you feel about this one in particular for yourself. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like I could do well in it, but I just feel like you said, it's kind of broad, so I don't know if I want to risk it. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do one more spin.
I totally support that. It's a big old could.
All right, here it is. Here's the spin.
I was really excited about that category. That's a bummer for me.
Yeah, well, hey, look, it's the second spin on the board here, Mark. You still might get it, but we're here.
I'm not rooting for it. I'm not trying to will a wheel slice here.
And Spinner's Choice. Spinner's Choice it is. 60 seconds to decide, starting now.
Well,
I feel very good about both of our picks.
Yeah, so we're gonna move that wheel just slightly over and go to James Bond.
All right, James Bond it is. James Bond it is, and obviously Tim Franco knows his Bond. He was in the exhibition James Bond match, and we're going to bring Coy out, bring back Tom.
I've never seen a Bond
here
film.
we go. Tim Franco, you're going to have 4 questions in the realm of James Bond. Mark, are you ready?
I am certainly ready. James Bond, the international superstar spy with very questionable practices in the bedroom. Tim, your first of 4 questions in the world of Jimmy Bond for 2 points. In 1969's On Her Majesty's Secret Service, Bond takes what false identity in order to infiltrate Blofeld's mountain estate? We need the full name.
I feel like I'm going to play it safe and do multiple choice, but I'm pretty sure I know the answer.
I can provide that. Is it A, Sir William Roberts, B, Sir Albert Kincaid, C, Sir Myron Hengel, or D, Sir Hilary
Albert
Bray?
Kincaid?
The answer is D, Hilary Bray.
That is correct for a point.
All right, so Tim pulls out a point there as we get to our next question here, Mark.
For 2 more points, in which Roger Moore Bond film does a fake Fabergé egg and a fellow agent's death lead 007 to uncover an international jewel smuggling operation?
I feel like it's an underrated Bond film. Octopussy.
All-time snicker laugh name. 2 points, and we move on to your penultimate question in the world of James Bond. And the query? Tim, who performed the theme song for Live and Let Die?
Classic song. It's Paul McCartney and Wings.
That is correct. Covered later by Guns N' Roses. I think a little bit better the second time, but that's a conversation.
You can drop Chris. You can drop him out now if you want, Christian.
Well, Tom is looking to, excuse me, not Tom, Tim. Sorry, Tom. Tim is looking to catch Tom with either a 1 point or take the lead here should he get his next one. Mark, this is his final question. Here it is.
I like the Beatles more than Guns N' Roses, I'll say that. Your question for 2 points. Tim, in the world of James Bond, what singer has a role in 1989's License to Kill as a corrupt televangelist named Joe Butcher?
It's a great role, and it is Wayne Newton.
Mr. Las Vegas gets Tim to tank 2 more points. Christian, we got us a ball game going into round number 3.
What a ball game it is. 1 point lead for Tim as he just leads Tom by 1 point going into round number 3. And how does that go, Mark?
Oh, this is the round that will determine the match unless we go to sudden death overtime, which I'm told we are semi-prepared for. So, in round number 3, we need a series of numbers from each competitor. These numbers can range from 1 to 20. We need 3 from each of you. They may not be the same numbers as your opponent. Why do we need the numbers? Well, they correspond to a different individualized category of movie trivia Schmoedown goodness. Your first question is worth 2 points. Your next one is worth 3 points. Your last one, should we make it that far, is worth 5 of the biggest points of your tournament so far. There's no penalty for missing a question, and there is no stealing in round number 3, though we do ask you still keep your hands where we can see them, if at all possible. Thank you, Tom. Very good.
All right, so let us start with Mr. Tim Franco. 3 numbers here. You're in the lead by 1. You get to choose first.
Okay, I'm going to go with 6, 12, and 18.
6, 12, and 18 for Tim and Tom.
5,
Yes.
11,
Yes.
17.
I'm very proud of you. Very proud of you. You know those numbers, buddy.
Yeah. All right. So let's start here with Corey. You got 60 seconds to talk to Tim, starting now.
I love how you handled that last round, because that one that looked like the slightest glimmer, like you took your time, you used it. We've still got 2 JTEs. We got plenty of time to go into this one. The confidence of Bond is exactly what we expected. It was glorious to behold as a viewer here. But how are we feeling round 3?
I'm feeling very good. I like those numbers. I'm not going to take it for granted, though. It's still a game, so let's do this. Let's get this done.
All right.
They got multiples of 3, so I appreciate the 6, 12, 18. I'm feeling good.
All right, Kate, you got 60 seconds to talk to Tom here, starting now.
Tom.
Yeah.
Tom.
It's starting to smell in here.
Oh, Okay, so that's definitely on you. Okay, buddy? You're doing great. I want you to know that you're doing awesome. Okay? You just keep doing that Tommy magic. Yep, there he goes. There he goes.
All right, thank you, Kate. All right, so we are going to start here. Just to clarify, I believe Tim has all 3 JTs.
Yeah, I think so.
Tim has all 3 JTs. Tom has.
I'm counting, Coy.
Tim has all 3. Tom only has 1 left. All right, so as we are going to drop out Kate, and we start with Tom. Tom, you chose category number 5. That lands us in the realm of rom-coms. Rom-coms for Tom. All right, Tom, here you go. Who plays Juliet to
Claire
Leonardo
Danes.
DiCaprio's Romeo in Romeo and Juliet?
Claire Danes.
Claire Danes.
Claire Danes is correct.
Sorry, I really couldn't tell if the screen was frozen or if it was just Tom being.
It was just Tom being Tom. All right, so let us now we see ourselves now at a 14-13 score as Tim tries to take the lead here. And
That's right, Tim. You find yourself trailing once again to Tom by only a point, though. So for 2 points and to regain that lead, you selected category number 6, and that corresponds to the world of Oscar movies. And your question about that lovely ceremony I will never host, probably. Who was the only person to win an Academy Award for acting in the 2014 film Boyhood?
Ethan Hawke.
Incorrect. Looking for Patricia Arquette.
Patricia Arquette. All right, so Tim, go ahead. Now Tim needs to hit this in order to bounce it back to Tom, and he chose category 12, Mark, which is the world of dramas.
Yes, it is, and boy, do we have some of that here today, too. So, Tim, for 3 points, this could give you a 2-point lead over Tom. World of dramas. Here's the question. In what 2008 drama do Meryl Streep and Amy Adams play nuns?
Julie.
Doubt. Christian, there is no doubt who's in the lead, and that is Tim the Tank by 2.
All right, so we bounce back to Tom, who now has to hit his 3-pointer, and he has category number 11, and we find ourselves with Tom Hanks movies.
That's my name.
Yes, it is. All right, Tom, what film saw Tom Hanks receive his first nomination for Best Actor?
Philadelphia. I think.
Big.
That's correct for 3 points. That is a big pull for Tom. I would have not said that. I would have said something completely different. As Tom now has taken the lead, and where we're at, this is a back and forth talking about. So let's bring up Forrest Gump ping pong battle here, because you have the 5-pointer here by Tim. He hits it, it bounces back to Tom, and forces Tom to try to win. If he misses, Tom will go on to face Jada Paramo. And here is the category mark. It's category number 18.
Category number 18. Tim the Tank went all evens to make my job easier. Tim, that corresponds to a decade. And that decade is the 2000s. Could be any movie released from 2000 to 2009. And your question for 5 points, and to force Tom to answer his 5-point question. Which actor plays investigator Frank Levin that assists Mickey Hauer in The Lincoln Lawyer?
William H. Macy. William H. Macy. William H. Macy.
4, 3.
Read the question.
First one.
Can certainly do that. In the category of the 2000s, your question for 5 points. Which actor plays investigator Frank Levin that assists Mickey Howler in The Lincoln Lawyer?
William H. Macy. Come on, Tim.
Is it Matthew McConaughey?
Advancing to the next round, this is Tom. Mark, the answer?
William H. Macy was assisting Matthew McConaughey in the classic The Lincoln Lawyer.
All right, well, for Tim, hell of a match. Going to put you in the waiting room here. Big match, and Kate and great. Tom does it. He admits it, and what a match it was. But look, this was a stressful match. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Grace, you see Tom this entire time. He's fighting back. He doesn't. I don't even think he knows he was playing in the match, but he wins. How are you feeling him going into the next round against rookie? Look, Jader Paramo, who just happens to be managed by Ken Knapsack.
Well, as we all know, there's nothing about Ken or his team that intimidates me, and I'm so sorry, Christian, that I will be moving forward and here to make your life miserable for another day. That was neck and neck. I mean, but look, that's how we roll, and I'm not at all surprised by this, and clearly our pop little program that we set up to keep him focused worked out, and I'm quite thrilled with myself, as usual.
Let's make on brand. And Kate, how are you feeling there, Tom? I mean, you had to use those poppers to get him in there, but it's your second competitor who is now advancing. And you know, is it stressful for you to not only worry about the trivia itself, but to be able to ensure that Tom, you know, stays in line and knows where he's at?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say, follow up to Tim Franco's 5-point question there. Who played Josh Lucas's secretary in Lincoln Lawyer? Kate Mulligan. Okay.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. Look it up. Minton's secretary, okay?
So did you know that William H. Macy question?
Nope, sure didn't.
Fair enough. All right. I got to ask, before you answer the question, I do have to see how Tom's feeling here. Tom, how are you feeling?
He probably doesn't know he's won.
What room are you guys in?
Okay, Tommy.
Tom, you won the match. Are you excited?
Are you in the same house as me?
No.
No. You know what, Christian? I would not say no if I were you. I have not checked all my rooms yet. I don't know.
You very well could be here.
Could be in any of our houses right now, honest to God.
Tom, you play against Jader Paramo, who's the Hurricane. Any words for the Hurricane?
Is it an actual hurricane?
Okay.
Some would say maybe.
How are you gonna get it in a room?
Look, he's asking all the right questions.
Yeah, Christian, I think I got to weigh into this. Tom, I have a simple question, but I think it's answerable. You answered a lot of correct movie trivia questions today. Have you actually seen any of those movies?
No.
Fair enough. Now, one more thing I got to ask, and Grace, I'm sure we're going to hear a lot more about this as we get closer to this match with Jader. You have been on record saying that, you know, Jader, he's similar to what Roxy said, that he was a fan who won a contest and now he's playing in the big leagues. And the fact that Ken is managing him, do you still believe that Jader doesn't belong here?
Is this a real question?
I assume. I asked it.
Absolutely. Like I've said many, many times, this is not for babies. Ken and his little playpen of jokes can go take a hike, okay?
Well, the stage is set. Grace Hancock versus Ken Knapsack in a managing battle, and obviously Kate going to be holding Tom's leash, I guess, or maybe the other way around at this point. I don't even know anymore. Congratulations to this absolute circus that you all have become. So, all right, I'm going to put Kate and Grace, and I don't know who scares me more, Tom or Grace. I still have no idea. So there it is, Mark. Tom wins it in a battle, and now bringing back both Tim and Coy. Tim, you can't be upset about this match. I mean, this was a hell of a match. You get tied in the first round. You ace bond. You missed that. It was the not the 2-pointer. It was the 3-pointer that kind of set you up there for this unfortunately miss. It was whoever misses first.
Yeah.
How did you feel about your gameplay? And then B, how'd you feel about going up against Tom?
You know, I felt fine about my game plan. I mean, I spun away on that first spin in the second round, and I got spin of choice, which is what the ideal situation to be able to pick my ideal category, and then I did well in my ideal category. But we were even matched. I mean, throughout the match, I mean, we were missing the same questions, which was interesting. I kind of kicked myself. I had a couple opportunities where I knew the answer, but I didn't say the right answer, and that happens, and then in terms of the third round, legitimately, there's times when you just get questions that you're not going to know, and that happens, it's no reason to hang your head, I'm proud of the way I played. I think I still represented the Mercs, we're still in it, the Mercs are not out, and I'm going to do my best to support my faction, throughout the rest of this tournament.
That's a great point there, Coy. So you guys had a momentum going, and this isn't one of those things where Tim just didn't show up. He just got into a fight. I mean, it was a scrap in the middle of the ring, and it was a fight. But nonetheless, there is one piece of the puzzle that is not part anymore. What do you do, kind of going into the next one?
Well, I do feel like we still have our momentum because he played just as well as I could have hoped. It was down to a forced 5-point question, and that's where we got to. He handled Bond like we expected him to. So I feel the momentum's still there, and like he said in the beginning, we're a family. So I know Tim's still going to be in the meetings, in the conversations, in the text threads, in the DMs. We're all organized together. So I'm not worried about the next match. This went as well as it could have, and I'm still really proud of Tim. I'm still very glad I drafted him when I did, and he's still very much one of the Mercs.
Well, the Schmoedown is still brimming with storylines, and you're involved in a few of them, as is the faction, the Quirky Mercs. But my question is more on a human level. So you said before the match, Tim, you wouldn't mind one day being pals with Tom and hanging out. Now that you did take a tough loss to him, do you still feel like you two should hang out, and what does that look like?
I'm still down to hang out, even though it was a tough fight. Maybe we can have our own little, off the record fight as well. We can go to a bar when it's safe, of course, and have a little match. It'll be fun. I'm down. I'm down. I'm worried about Tom. I'm worried about him, but I want to make sure he's okay, and I think everyone needs a friend.
Coy,
I think Tom's the quirkiest non-Merc, and I like that about him.
Yeah. Coy, tomorrow though, or not even tomorrow, is a massive match between Chris Jericho and Kevin Smith. I gotta ask you have two big matches coming up. Tomorrow's match, and then on Friday, you're going to have Perry Nemiroff versus Mike Kalinowski. So let's talk about both those matches right now. Let's start with Jericho versus Smith. How is Kevin feeling going up against this, one of the biggest matches we've ever had in Schmoedown history?
I mean, Kevin knows movies. Kevin tours talking about movies. Kevin makes movies. Kevin is movies. So it's really a matter of showing Kevin that this is a sport made for his brain. The way Kevin processes, this is just that competitively. So he's going to love it. He's going to excel. This is going to be amazing. I think it's the start to the Kev-Renaissance. It's going to be a run, and I really hope, the spectacle's there. I'm really excited the fact that we're organizing with wrestling organizers, the fact that it's against Jericho. This is two Titans going head-to-head, and we're not sleeping on Jericho. The man knows his trivia. I respect the fact that he really invests in movies. We're not counting him out, but it's Kevin Smith. I'm so excited. This is the match, and I couldn't be more ready.
And the last question here, once again, like I said, and then on Friday, Mike Kalinowski, two-time Intergeekdom champion. We know he's been in the teams division, going up against Perry Nemiroff. We haven't seen Perry in non-exhibition in a professional match since I think 2017, maybe 2018, but it's been at least almost 3 years. How is she feeling, and can she win this match?
Well, I mentioned the love of movies with Kevin with a side of competition, and we all know Perry's love of movies, but if you know Perry, she's arguably the most competitive person alive. Like, her and Lance Armstrong, short of, movie trivia juicing, same level of competition. It's going to be insane because nobody wants it more than Mike Kalinowski except for a something to prove Perry Nemiroff. So it's going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be, in the wise words of Dan Burrell, a barn burner. It's going to be insane because these are two Titans and one of them's an underdog. Everyone's counting out Perry, and that's how the Quirky Mercs have been this entire time. So I like where we stand. I'm really confident in Perry. I love her to death. I can't wait to see her take out Mike just like I did once.
Well, thank you so much. And once again, Tim, hell of a match, my man. Really appreciate it. Glad to have you back in the league. And same here with Corey. Going to drop you guys out. And we have our final score here today. Mark, what a match it was. Final score. Tom, 17. Tim Franco, 16. That is the end of the match, and Tom will advance to the next round. Don't forget, tomorrow. That's right, tomorrow. What a massive, massive match. Co-main event. Andrew Guy versus Ben Bateman, number 2. And it is for a number 1 contender match. The winner will be facing the champion. And the main event, Kevin Smith, Chris Jericho. It is here and it is tomorrow. So make sure you check that out. Mark,
Tomorrow.
Exciting times. And don't forget about Friday. You have Kalinowski versus Perry Nemiroff in the last tournament match for this week.
Hey, I'm getting excited. It feels like Schmoedown Eve all of a sudden, but you're right, Chris. We have this huge matches tomorrow, but then what happens afterwards? Do we just pack it up and go home? No. The Schmoedown, the tournament, the excitement. What does it do, Christian? It keeps on
Chuglin.
There you go.
Absolutely right, everybody. So also make sure that you head on over to Patreon. We have, over the last month, seen so many new patrons, and we're so glad that you guys are finding all the value in that $10 tier. All of the pay-per-views that we do, all the special exhibitions that we do, the watch-alongs, you get it. And don't forget that the Spectacular, that's coming up in December. You're going to get that. Everything. And if you can't, you just go to the Schmoedownlive.com and you get whatever pay-per-view you want to get single. Just get it, click it, watch it. For Mark Ellis, I'm Christian Harloff, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Well, it's a really good match like I knew that it would be. Tough break on 10. I thought he would pull out the W, but Tom, the story is him. He's awesome. I love him. He's so zany and just doesn't even... I don't even think he knows where he is. But he pulled out a great win today. The Tank. It was great seeing you again. Sorry that you came out on the short end of the stick. But you'll definitely be back next year. But fun match. And Kent and the next, Tom's going to be facing off against Jader Paramo, Ken versus Grace. That's going to be a heated match for sure. Cannot wait for that one. But this was good. I enjoyed it like I always do. If you like my reactions, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Christopher Woodburn. You can find me on Twitter, Chris Woodburn83. Facebook, Christopher Michael Woodburn. So until next time, Mr. Boy C-Dub, peace.